It's time to crank up the truth. I'm Val Selby, and over the decades of working online, I've learned a most important lesson. Mindset owns your business. If procrastination, imposter syndrome, and a lack of focus have been blocking your biz, then I'm here with Val Full Volume, ready to help you see choices that you're making. Get ready to own your personality and use your expertise to create the business of your dreams. Now is the time to make changes and live your best life. So let's get to it. Hey. I'm starting out with trepidation. Welcome to another episode. I'm happy you are here to listen. I just want to give you a little fair warning that if today's topic hits you, I'm going to be ruffling your feathers, okay? So bear with me. I'm doing it to try and save you some heartache. I will share my story on going through this, as I have a story for going through every piece of mindset, and we'll have future stories for going through mindset because it's never ending. But today I'm going to talk about owning your choices, being responsible for yourself, and self-responsibility, all the same, just three different terms, phrases, because hopefully one of them will be the one that clicks for you if you're in this boat. It is taking ownership of your actions and your choices. And it's a big deal. It's something that's seriously lacking in our society as a whole. And of course, then, if it's in society as a whole, then those people and us are also carrying it into our businesses, right? And saying, but I didn't know, isn't good enough. That's not good enough as business owners. But I didn't know will not carry in court. Doesn't carry in court. We have to know the legalities. We have to know how to email our lists, how to not email our lists, how to deliver products, how to especially deliver freebies, and especially depending on what country or state you are in, because there are different rules for that. And I don't know, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I know that's hard. It's harsh. And there's so much other stuff that's going to be popping up. But basically, the I didn't know is what drives me insane just a little bit. Because as entrepreneurs, it is our responsibility to know things. Are we going to know everything? Absolutely not. That's why we hang out with people that know more information than we do. So we can glom the information because we don't know what we don't know. But as far as legalities and the choices you are making or the choices you are allowing to happen, which is a choice in itself, we have to take responsibility for those. So this is coming up because for a long time, I loved to grab a hold of the blame game. And I had no idea that I was really doing that. I had no idea. I was not taking responsibility. I was allowing things to happen to me and just living in that chaos of, the overwhelm and the catching up and the, oh my God, I got so much going on. And I was allowing that to happen. And I did not realize that that was a choice because I was so in it. I don't even know exactly when the moment was. No, I take that back. It probably was the similar moment when I decided to be more of me and not change who I was when I started taking ownership for a lot of other stuff too, because I had to take ownership of the fact that I was letting other people dictate how I was going to feel and how I was going to act. So I guess I take that back. I do know when that point was. It was a lot of turning at that point. You can actually read about the story in my book. I was chapter 13 in the Get Past Your Shit book. And I will put a link into there if you haven't read it. But yeah, that moment was a huge turning point for all of my mindset. All of it. And when we start turning our mindset for life or just for biz, everything starts following suit. Because we start realizing, oh, well, I'm not taking responsibility for this in my I'll call my real life, in my personal life. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, so where might I not be taking responsibility in other places as well? And it snowballs. That's how mindset goes. It snowballs so much. But back to the blame game. The blame game was one of my favorite ones to just fall back on. Of course I wasn't doing this, or of course I wasn't following through on things because I'm so damn busy. Don't realize, I'm going back to school and I'm working full time and I'm raising kids and I'm on the PTA and I'm on this and this and this. And I'm just too busy. Of course I'm not hitting deadlines, and of course I'm not doing that. And blaming it on all of those other things, taking zero responsibility for the fact that those are all choices I made. I made the choice to go back to school. I made the choice to work full time while I went back to school. I made the choice to have children that I want to be a part of their lives. I made the choice that I wanted to be active in their school. Those are all choices. Are they the right choices? Yes, they were the right choices. But I wasn't taking responsibility for the stuff. I was blaming the stuff for why I wasn't getting some other stuff done and missing deadlines and, missing events or missing things. I wasn't taking responsibility for it. So it's just that flip of a switch of saying, oh, okay, yeah, I'm in a tough season. That was a tough season. That was absolutely a tough season. And it needed to happen. And I was making those choices for that to happen. And it was the right thing to do. But as soon as I decided, oh, okay, I'm choosing to do this and I'm choosing to do that, some things changed. By the end of school, luckily the professors had all, gone through, because it was a crash course when I went back to school. And luckily they were able to talk to us about all of the steps that were going to be happening and what they have witnessed others go through, because I was going to night school to get everything done. And it did. A lot of it happened just like they said. And by the time we were towards the end, we were like taking a look at, okay, I have to make some choices. I have to pay attention to the choices I'm making, because if I want this, I can't double book. You can't do this and this at the same time, and you can't be effective in both of them. So take responsibility for choices that you are making and how they are possibly leading you down the road to self-sabotage. Now, for example, not getting into the blame game at all, but for example, I had to take some really big ownership of the fact that I didn't put everything on my desk calendar. I have a paper desk calendar because I still love paper. I'm old enough that I still love paper. I still love crossing things off. And I like that instant visual of stuff on the calendar. So, when somebody's asking, can I do this then or that then? It's instantly I can look at my calendar and know yes or no, right? But that only works if I use my calendar. And there was a bunch of stuff that I wanted to do, and I wanted to do all of it. And this is for work, talking about work now. And I wanted to do all of it. I wanted to be a part of all of it because I knew all of it was going to be business building, and I didn't want to miss out on all of it. So I said yes to multiple events, helping, co-run an event over at our website, Bundle Bash, keeping my membership up, running something new in the membership. I added so much stuff that I drove myself bonkers. Total burnout. But it was because I was making the choice to do all of those things, and I was a dummy and I didn't write it down on my desk calendar. So I'm kind of curious if I did that on purpose so that I wouldn't say no to anything. I don't know. I'm not going to analyze that. But I know that I made the choice to do too many things. I made the choice to not look at all of the due dates when everything was going to all be due in the same week. I made that choice and I owned that choice. Totally different than old me. I owned that choice. And I just recognized the fact that, okay, how can I do something better next time? I just have to learn from this. How can I be better for myself and not hate life? And it all comes down to, of course, putting everything on my calendar, you silly goose. Use your calendar like you're supposed to, like you like to, you goon. So there's that part where the overscheduling and owning your list. We just got done with the Get Biz Done challenge. I'll run another one in the fall, but we just got done with that. And a huge, huge part of the Get Biz Done challenge is taking ownership of your list, your time, and being aware of what your expectations are and the fact that they are probably, if it's one of the first even 2 or 3 times you've gone through the challenge, you're still learning. I still end up coming through every 6 months. I have to go through, and my lists will have gotten completely out of control, undoable. Even if I had 4 people on staff, it'd be undoable. My creative mind has just gone and exploded, and my list shows it. And I have to rein myself back in, and I have to come back to where my expectations are, back to exactly what I can get done, take ownership for the fact that I'm not owning my schedule and that I am making myself miserable, that I have control over how miserable I am. Because that's why I work for myself, right? That's why you work for yourself, is to own your hours. And then we stack so much shit in there that we don't own any hours. And then it cycles into, well, crap, I'm just going to go get a job, because if I go get a job, then I can come home and not think about work, and I'm totally done. And I say, yeah, right. Because I know I've, of course, thought of that. I've stopped being at that point because it's just laughable, because, of course, I mean, I know myself. Yeah, if I got a job, I'd still come home after the job and work on doing something. Even if I shut all the stuff down, I would still do something. So I've stopped that process coming through, thank God. But it did take a long time for me to take ownership of it. It's like, okay, why am I working at home? Because I want to be in control of my own hours. Am I in control of my own hours? Fuck no, I'm not. I've got jam-packed trying to cram 40 hours worth of work into hopefully 8. And you damn well know you're not productive for 8 hours straight. There's just no way. No way. So I have to take ownership of, okay, what can I get done? How many hours am I actually going to be working? How many hours will I be productive during those hours I choose? And really pay attention. For a long time, I would try to do evening workshops because I thought, oh, well, maybe that will help. I'll get more people there at the live workshops. And I kept scheduling them and trying to make them work instead of paying attention to the fact, well, I don't have any energy. I don't like doing evening stuff. Why am I doing this? So why? I have to be my best to put a live event on. Why am I trying to push myself to do something that I know I don't really want to? And I'm not taking responsibility for it because I'm like, well, that's what the people want. It's like, no, the people want me to be on my A game, not to show up on my X game or Z game, right? They are not going to be there for a second time when I show up with just the bliss, which is how I am in the evening usually, unless I've had too much caffeine. And then we go into the whole, I'm not going to sleep for that night. And then I'm in a cycle. So that's another reason why, to be on my A game, I have to be caffeinated, and I can't be caffeinated at night. So I had to take ownership of that. Then why am I doing it? Why am I doing it? So I stopped. I took control of my schedule, and I decided, okay, well, this is what I feel best at. And the people will come, right? Or they'll watch the replays or, whatever. But at least I will be 100% energy for the live event and for the replay when the other people are watching it that couldn't make it. I had to take responsibility for what I want to create. So back to the blame game. That was one of my favorites. And it took me a while to figure out what I was doing. And now that I figured it out, I can look back and go, wow, that was a comfy place it was a really comfy place to be able to blame other people and other events for me not being at the level that I wanted to be at, for me not being successful. I can look back 100% and tell you that I was really busy looking for the right processes and the right coaches. Because if I followed the right processes, the right coaches, had the perfect system, then my business would take off and it would be a success. And I know right now you might be doing the same thing. So, unfortunately, a little reality, there's no such thing as a perfect process, a perfect system, or the perfect coach that will make your business successful. There's only one thing that's going to make your business successful, and that is you going with your gut, not having the fallback. This was my blame game right here. Not having the fallback. Well, I'm not successful because that system didn't work. It's like, no, of course it didn't work, because when I started doing whichever system, process, coaches program, when I started doing it, I would get to a point and it wouldn't feel like me to do it quite their way. But I would be like, nope, this is why you paid all of this money. You are going to do it exactly the way they said, because you want to be like them and you want your business to be like that. And so then what happens? I mean, obviously you can tell what happens. My business did not grow because I was trying to create their business, not my business. So the seriously funny thing is, ironic, funny, whatever we want to call it, is this year I have not had coaching for most of it. I have not had any actual specific business coaching. I gave up on that for right now. I'm totally open to whatever is going to come in. I'm open to it, but I'm not out there looking for it, which feels amazing. And I got my new mindset coach, and she's a business coach 2 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, I think. April 4th. I started doing it on April 4th. So we're coming up on April, May, June. 3 months? I don't know. We're coming up on 3 months. Math. So we're coming up on 3 months with that. And it's just been the mindset work and just that reiteration, that push that I know what I'm doing and I know what I need to do. And my business right now, I'm on track to double my income. And I've used less systems than ever before, which is a battle right now in my head a little bit, because I feel almost a little chaotic, like spaghetti on the wall kind of thing, even though I'm not. It just kind of feels that way. I think I have to get over that little bit of a lost feeling of, I'm not following somebody else's plan. It's like, no, I'm following my plan and I'm getting the proof that it's working. I'm following my plan, even if it's chaos. Even if my plan is chaos, my plan is working for me. Crazy, right? That I would know what my business needs, what my clients need, what my customers need. That's a crazy thought, isn't it? Because that's what we're in business for. But it's so much easier if we have that fallback and it's not our fault. Really not our fault. I was following that program. It's theirs. Their program sucks. So it's totally them. I mean, they must be lying about all of the crap and all the people and all the testimonials. They must be lying, because it didn't work for me. Like, well, no, it didn't work for you because you were trying to recreate somebody else's business. So take a look. It's going to be a process. Everything mindset is. Take a look. Are you out there looking for the perfect membership, the perfect processes, the perfect system, the perfect coach who's going to hold your hand, and all you got to do is follow their steps, and you too will make XXX money? Are you looking for that? And are you doing it subconsciously? Because I know that's one of my habits that I fall back into. Next thing I know, I will be in 12 challenges in 1 week, 4 new workshops, 3 summits. And they all will usually hit 1 week. And that's like my wake up call that oops, falling back into old habits. I better pay attention to what I'm ignoring and what I'm not trying to take responsibility from. What's going on that I am looking for the answers outside of myself again. Now, of course, I'm a coach. I am not saying don't have coaches by any means. I am not saying don't be in memberships. I am not saying don't join workshops and all of that. I am saying go into all of this with the mindset that you want to bring you to your business. Go into it with the mindset that, you know what? I do know what's best. I am the expert in this. Don't cringe. I know. Don't cringe. I'm the expert in this, and I know what my people need. That's a scary thought. A little bit scary at times. I know. There's no perfect process out there. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news possibly today, but there's no perfect process out there that's going to make money for you and be sustainable, especially. So make sure that you are showing up. You are putting yourself in your business. You are taking responsibility for your actions. What you do and believe matters. What you share matters. Sharing in itself matters. And showing up in your business matters the most. All right. I know, it got a little heavy. Did it get heavy today? I don't know. I guess I did. I will look forward to wait until next week. I have a newer friend that I am talking with, having a chat with, and I think you're gonna love her. So stay tuned for next week when I have another guest on. Thanks for being here. Later. Thanks for listening to Valful Volume. I can't wait to talk with you again, and I'd love to bring you more information even quicker. So if you are ready to move past your crap and be less in your head, I'm ready to coach you. An excellent first step is joining us in the Boss Mindset membership. You can find it at valselby.com/join-membership. That's valselby.com/join-membership. Now go out there and create the biz of your dreams.